She proved the entire medical world wrong. They said her life was impossible. Today, she shows you how to turn silence into your greatest strength. She's Helen Keller. Her story begins not with triumph, but with an unimaginable tragedy. Born in 1880 in Tuscumbia, Alabama, she was a bright, normal child until the age of 19 months, when a serious illness, likely scarlet fever or meningitis, left her completely deaf and blind. Imagine being a child locked inside your own body. Helen lived in a perpetual world of silence and darkness. Without language, she could not express herself, and this frustration turned her into a little tyrant. By age 6, she was prone to violent tantrums, smashing dishes, kicking, and biting. Experts told her parents that she was likely an unreachable, mental defective, and suggested institutionalization. The world had judged her life to be a lost cause. In March 1887, everything changed with the arrival of Anne Sullivan. Anne was only 20, partially sighted herself, and came from a childhood of poverty and hardship. She was tough, patient, and saw not a defective child, but a brilliant mind suffocating without connection. Anne's initial strategy was revolutionary. She didn't try to discipline Helen first. She tried to reach her. Anne gave Helen a doll and slowly fingerspelled the word D-O-L-L into Helen's palm. Helen thought it was a new game. The infamous struggle came from Helen's inability to distinguish between the object and the action. The breakthrough, the pivotal moment dramatized in The Miracle Worker, came on April 5, 1887, at the family's outdoor well house. Anne placed Helen's hand under the cool stream of running water and spelled W-A-T-E-R into the other palm. Suddenly, the distinct feeling of the liquid and the distinct tactile pattern of the letters merged in Helen's mind. Helen later wrote, "I knew then that W-A-T-E-R meant the E, wonderful cool something, that was flowing over my hand. That living word awakened my soul, gave it light, hope, joy, set it free." In that moment, she learned that everything had a name. She ran around the house, touching objects, demanding their names be spelled into her hand. She learned 30 words that single day. The breakthrough was just the start. Helen now possessed an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. She quickly mastered the manual alphabet, learned to read Braille, and then learned to write using a special typewriter. Her education was a partnership with Anne, who spent the next 50 years with her, literally spelling lectures, books, and conversations into Helen's hand. Helen's ambition was not merely to communicate, but to achieve a full academic life. She attended the Cambridge School for Young Ladies to prepare for college. A famous admirer, the writer Mark Twain, was so impressed that he convinced Standard Oil magnate Henry Huddleston Rogers to finance her entire education. In 1900, Helen entered Radcliffe College, the women's annex of Harvard University. Imagine the challenge, taking complex exams in subjects like Latin and Greek, sitting alone in a dark room, with Anne spelling out the questions onto her palm and Helen typing her answers onto a typewriter. Despite these monumental hurdles, on June 28, 1904, Helen Keller graduated cum laude with honors and became the first deafblind person in history to earn a Bachelor of Arts degree. Helen's story didn't end with her degree. That was her launching pad. She became a humanitarian, an author, and a powerful social and political activist, refusing to limit her advocacy to disability rights. She passed away in 1968, just weeks short of her 88th birthday. Helen Keller's legacy is the ultimate inspiration. She didn't just overcome a double disability. She transcended it entirely to become one of the most effective and politically active humanitarians of the 20th century. Her life proves that human potential is limitless, and that the greatest barriers we face are often the ones created by the low expectations of the world or ourselves. She took a life that was supposed to be a case study in failure and turned it into the definitive story of unconquered hope, intellect, and sheer will. If you found this helpful, please take a second to like this video and subscribe for more.